Imagine a grand hall filled with people, each moving with purpose, each striving for success. Some take the honest path, believing that hard work, integrity, and fairness will lead them to their goals. They uphold morality, play by the rules, and trust that justice will prevail. But then, there are the others, the ones who carve their way through deception, manipulation, and sheer ruthlessness. They bend the rules, exploit the weak, and crush their competition without a moment's hesitation. And yet, time and time again, it seems that these very individuals, the ones willing to discard morality, are the ones who reach the highest levels of power. Why is it that the world so often rewards the worst among us? Is the game rigged in their favor? Or is there something deeper at play, something woven into the very fabric of human nature and society itself? From the corridors of history to the modern arenas of business and politics, we see the same pattern repeated. Ruthless emperors built vast empires on the suffering of millions. Cunning politicians rose to power through lies and deception. Corporate giants eliminated competitors without a shred of remorse. The most successful people, the ones who amass influence, wealth, and authority, are so often those who abandon morality in favor of strategy. But why? Is morality a disadvantage? Does kindness hold us back while cruelty propels others forward? The uncomfortable truth is this: the world does not operate on the principles of fairness that we like to believe in. The idea that good always triumphs over evil is a comforting illusion, a story we tell ourselves to make sense of a world that often rewards those willing to do whatever it takes. And resources are scarce, competition is fierce, and in a world where the hesitation means failure, those who act without fear or guilt find themselves ahead. Meanwhile, those who insist on playing fair, those who believe that goodness will naturally be rewarded, often find themselves left behind, used, or even betrayed by the very system they trust. But power itself is not inherently good or evil. Power simply exists. It is a force, an undeniable reality of the life. Much like gravity. Those who understand its nature and how to wield it shape the world. Those who do not remain at its mercy. Friedrich Nietzsche, the German philosopher, explored this concept deeply, introducing the idea of master morality and slave morality. These two opposing perspectives reveal why some individuals are destined to lead, while others remain followers. Imagine a battlefield. Two warriors stand facing each other. One is fearless, decisive, and relentless. He does not wait for permission to act. He does not seek approval or validation. He takes what he desires, shapes the world to his will, and imposes his reality upon others. The other warrior, however, is hesitant. He is concerned with fairness, worried about the consequences, hoping that his virtue will be recognized and rewarded. Which of the two is more likely to survive? Which is more likely to lead? Nietzsche argued that morality is not an absolute truth, but rather a construct shaped by power struggles throughout history. He believed that the powerful, those who conquer and rule, embrace a different set of values from those who are subjugated. Master morality is the morality of strength, ambition, and courage. It is the mindset of rulers, conquerors, and leaders. Those who adopt this philosophy do not concern themselves with whether their actions are seen as good by others. Instead, they define goodness as whatever enhances their power, whatever strengthens their ability to shape their own destiny. They do not apologize for their success, nor do they feel guilt for their ambition. Slave morality, in contrast, is the morality of the weak, the oppressed, and the powerless. It arises as a coping mechanism, a way for those who cannot seize power to find meaning in their subjugation. It glorifies humility, obedience, and self-sacrifice, teaching that suffering is noble and that power is inherently evil. It creates the comforting belief that justice will always prevail, and that those who take advantage of others will eventually be punished. But history tells a different story. Slave morality, in its passive nature, does not stop the rise of the ruthless. It enables it. It leaves power in the hands of those who are not bound by morality at all. While the noble-hearted hesitate, the ruthless take action. And in a world where hesitation is a weakness, the outcome is inevitable. This does not mean that morality is meaningless or that all who seek power are cruel, but it does mean that those who understand the nature of power, who recognize that the world does not reward hesitation, are the ones who rise. Imagine human society as a vast wilderness, a place where survival is not about fairness, but about strength, adaptability, and strategy. The lion does not ask for permission to hunt. The storm does not apologize for its destruction. Nature does not reward kindness, it rewards those who endure, those who dominate. Beneath all our laws and social structures, the primal struggle for power continues, and those who rise to the top share a defining trait: the ability to act without fear, without guilt, without hesitation. Psychologists who study success in competitive environments consistently find the same patterns: high ambition, low sensitivity to fear, and, most controversially, a reduced sense of empathy for those who stand in the way. This does not mean that all powerful individuals are psychopaths, but it does mean that many possess psychological traits that allow them to make ruthless decisions without the emotional burdens that hold others back. Think of the leaders, entrepreneurs, and conquerors who have reshaped history. From Julius Caesar to modern business magnates, the same truth emerges: power is not given, it is taken. The strong do not wait for permission to lead, they step forward and claim what they believe is theirs. The kind-hearted, the hesitant, the ones who wait for justice. And too often they find themselves left behind, their potential wasted, their influence lost. And yet, there is a paradox. Ruthlessness alone is not enough. Many who rise to power through deception and aggression eventually find themselves consumed by their own ambition. Tyrants who rule by fear alone are overthrown. Business leaders who operate purely through manipulation eventually find themselves surrounded by enemies. The same traits that allow individuals to seize power can also lead to their downfall. History is filled with examples of those who believed they were untouchable, until they weren't. Napoleon, once a master of strategy and conquest, overreached and was ultimately defeated. Dictators throughout history have met their end at the hands of the very people they sought to control. Corporate giants who built empires through ruthless competition have collapsed under the weight of their own unethical decisions. So, if power is often seized by the ruthless, does that mean morality is a weakness? Is fairness doomed to fail? Not necessarily. The truth is that power is neither inherently good nor evil. It is a tool, a force to be wielded. Those who succeed in the long run are not just those who are ruthless, but those who understand the delicate balance between ambition and wisdom, between dominance and strategy. True leaders are those who can command respect, not just through fear, but through influence and foresight. The greatest figures in history, the ones who built lasting legacies, were not just ruthless, they were calculated. They understood when to strike and when to hold back. They knew that power must be wielded wisely, that cruelty without strategy is nothing more than destruction. They recognized that while fear can command obedience, it is respect and loyalty that create true influence. And this is where morality, despite its seeming disadvantages, finds its power. It is not about blind adherence to fairness, nor is it about abandoning ethics entirely. It is about recognizing that in a world where power favors the bold, those who can wield both strength and principle hold the greatest advantage of all. Because while ruthlessness may bring immediate success, it is those who master the balance between force and foresight, between ambition and restraint, who truly shape the world.